It was late February 2024, and the people of Glasgow were promised an experience like no other, to relive the magic of Willy Wonka, to be submerged into the fantastical world of everyone's favourite chocolate sweet maker. An event that'll no doubt create long-lasting memories. An event that'll make people feel like they have just been transported into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. A world of endless possibilities. A world of pure imagination. A world of magic beyond comprehension. Sadly, this is what they got. Yes, needless to say, this was hardly the magical world of Willy Wonka, and more resembled a crime scene. An event that caused much anger, outrage, and controversy. An event which might just be one of the best things to ever hit the internet. I'm not gonna lie, this thing has been a holy pinnacle of memes and general internet LOLs. So in this episode of Weird Tales of Pop Culture, we're going to look into the beautiful disaster that was Willy's Chocolate Experience, otherwise known as Fire Festival, the Willy Wonka version, also known as Breaking Sad. So to prepare, I've got myself my one single jelly bean and quarter cup of lemonade. So, let the mukbang commence. Let's check it out.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
So as always, to try and understand what happened here, we need to go back to the source. So it was through Facebook adverts that parents first got a glimpse into this magical experience, which was called Willy's Chocolate Experience, and yes, that name has caused many giggles. The event was advertised as a magical experience of pure imagination and wonderful treats, such as chocolate. However, one thing to keep in mind, this wasn't a licensed event. Neither Warner Brothers nor the Roald Dahl estate okayed this beast, so we just have to get that out the way. That's why, in the event, Willy Wonka wasn't actually Willy Wonka, but Willy McDuff, and the Oompa Loompas were called Winky Doodles. I don't know why I love that, but I do. So the names were changed, copyright issues be damned. However, the advert did make it sound like this was going to be an experience like no other, even promising children, quote, an array of delectable treats scattered throughout the experience. And it even promised, quote, a day of pure imagination and wonder. And although the illustrations on the advertisements do look sensational, and like you would be stepping into a realm of pure imagination, I think the early signs were already here from the get-go, as you can clearly see these were AI-generated images, and not the event itself. Looking at it now, it is kind of obvious. I mean, look at this. This isn't Willy Wonka. This is Willy Wonka if the Garbage Pail Kids parodied him. And I don't even know how this image managed to slip through the cracks, when no attempts were made whatsoever to hide the fact that this is an AI image, where you can see the event features Enchurning Entertainment. Enchurning Entertainment, as well as the event being catgagatting, as well as having Exavas Dre lollipops, and a pasadise of sweet teats. Okay, what's going on here? How did no one call this out? When it comes to making YouTube videos, I can make one itty-bitty mistake with a word pronunciation and people in the comments section will pounce. They will pounce on that mistake like it's going out of fashion. Whereas these terrible mistakes are blatantly on display here in the advertisement and everyone was A-okay with it. Still, the event did promise some Karchi tons. Oh, thank God! Karchi tons are my favourite! So weird, questionable AI spelling aside, the online advertisements seemed to work, as on April the 24th, many parents and their excited kids headed down to Willy's Chocolate Experience. And so, as they say, the show must go on. The event was held in a warehouse called Box Hub Warehouse in Glasgow, which probably should have been another early sign that this maybe isn't quite going to be the magical world of Roald Dahl's creation. And so parents and kids arrived, expecting this, and what they got was this. Yep, a dirty, run-down looking warehouse with a few crappy posters placed on some walls, the world's smallest bouncy castle, as well as some random props scattered around the place, and some poor and unfortunate actors doing their damn hardest to try and make the event at least a little bit fun for kids. Needless to say, shocked parents were not impressed with this pathetic display, which probably looked like the saddest chocolate factory ever. Footage of families walking around this warehouse just show all the excitement in their faces descending into sadness and disappointment.
Oh look, it's a chocolate river!
But what about the chocolate? After all, this is a chocolate factory. I mean, yeah, the presentation of the place may be pretty terrible, but surely the promised chocolate and other treats were bound to be great, right? Well, no, as the actors were instructed to give each child 1 jelly bean and a quarter cup of lemonade. I guess this is a new Willy Wonka universe where Willy Wonka is rationing? Wow, 1 jelly bean and a quarter cup of lemonade. This event sure does know how to spoil the kids, doesn't it? Keep in mind that the event cost £35 per person, including children. That's 44 American dollars and 68 Australian dollars. But the crazy didn't end there, as this Willy Wonka experience decided to add a new character into the Willy Wonka lore, a mysterious character known as the Unknown, a character purely created by AI insanity, who is described as an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls, although it's not made clear if the Unknown lives in the walls of the chocolate factory, or walls in general, or the walls of the event. The silver masked character loomed behind a mirror and would pop out from behind the mirror like some kind of ghoul or phantom, terrifying the kids and probably leaving them in need of therapy. So they may not be getting any chocolate, but at least they would have gotten a large supply of nightmares. However, the event would reach fever pitch when angry parents took matters into their own hands, with some rowdy customers starting to get a bit pushy and shovey, with props and other items being thrown and knocked over. The event was subsequently cancelled when angry parents started demanding refunds, and the event's organisers had to suffer the wrath of something truly terrifying. Angry Scottish people, where the parents and other attendees, rightly so, were furious, demanding refunds from a group of, well, let's just say less than sympathetic guys hanging around at the event's back door, or at least it looks like the back door, where they were accused of being scammers. And worse yet, scamming kids.
So it's a scam. You've scammed children. I'm going to call the police.
Finally, the event reached its peak when the police were called. Yes, the actual police had to turn up. Man, I would just love to know how on earth that conversation went. Yes, hello police, how can I help? I just wanted to say I went to a Willy Wonka expo and it was shite. The angry customers, as well as arriving customers who had just arrived to a now closed event, were all informed that they would be getting refunds, all 850 of them. And so this lousy event came to a spectacular end, with the whole thing being dramatically shut down. I just want to add that I am in no way picking on Scotland or Glasgow, as I absolutely love Scotland and my favourite accent is actually the Scottish accent. Believe it or not, I actually find it quite relaxing. Willy's chocolate experience was like a match that had been lit in a room full of gasoline, and boom! A perfect online storm was created as news and pictures of the event started to circulate on social media, and it caught the attention and imaginations from people all over the world. Hey, I guess there was pure imagination after all. Suddenly, the situation that started in a warehouse in Glasgow had now become a worldwide event, with the whole world joining in with the insanity that was Willy's chocolate experience. The attention somewhat reached its peak with this one single picture of an actress playing an Oompa Loompa, or in this case, a Winky Doodle. Just the sheer look of sadness and defeat on her face seemed to sum up the entire event, as well as becoming the face of this new internet sensation, with this lady being dubbed the Depressed Oompa Loompa, and her chocolate workshop also being dubbed as Willy Wonka's meth lab. But I'm still left with one question, that being, why does one of the Oompa Loompas props literally look like a toilet brush? Seriously, is that a toilet brush? And of course, this didn't stop the memes. Memes, and more memes. Oh boy, the memes sure did start a-coming with this one. Probably making it one of the most memeable incidents in the last few years. And, well, it seems that the internet just couldn't get enough of making memes over this incident. Willy's chocolate experience has become a huge online talking point, with many people chiming in and giving their own insights into this wacky situation. I mean, heck, myself included. And one thing that many people seem unanimous with is that the best thing to come out of the event was the unknown. This creepy demon who lurks behind a mirror, who is generally unnerving and unsettling, and has left many people wanting to see more of the unknown, and for this character to be part of the Willy Wonka lore, or even get its own horror movie.
It's the unknown.
Heck, I'd watch a horror movie about the unknown coming out of mirrors and trying to torment people. That shit will be terrifying. So in the wake of the international explosion that is Willy Wonka's chocolate experience, many of the actors who performed as characters in the event have since spoken up about their experiences. One of the actors who played Willy, Paul Connell, has been particularly vocal about his unfortunate time over the ordeal, saying that he couldn't believe that he was cast as Willy, as he is much more Oompa Loompa than he is Wonka, and that he had to learn 15 pages of script in just one day, and that the script itself was AI gibberish gobbledygook, and that it really didn't make a lick of sense. The script even featured audience reactions, which is weird, but hey, I guess that's AI for you. In the script, Willy was meant to defeat the unknown via a vacuum cleaner, as the unknown's weakness is cleanliness and tidiness. Yep, the AI bots cooked up a scene where Willy vacuums up the unknown. Upon learning no vacuum cleaner was provided, Connell was told to just improvise. I guess not knowing how to improvise a vacuum cleaner, he wisely left out that subplot. Connell also said that he was meant to have 15-minute breaks every 45 minutes, but he ended up playing Willy Wonka for 4 hours straight, and it got to the stage where he started to go mad, as he started to go into Heath Ledger levels of method acting, as if he had fully transformed into Willy Wonka. So yeah, as if things couldn't get any worse, our Willy Wonka for the event has started to lose his marbles. Poor guy. Connell did eventually go on a break where he sat in his car and by his own words started to think about his life choices. But at this stage, this was when the angry parents started rebelling, where security had to yank him into the building, where he and the rest of the cast didn't really know what to do and decided that they had enough and went to a local pub. Can't say that I blame them. I've also heard that no one informed the young actress playing the unknown that the event had now been cancelled, and so she was still lingering behind the mirror and popping out to scare kids and parents. Only this time there was no explanation as to who or what she was, nor was there Willy Wonka to assure the guests that everything is okay. So without context, visitors were just having this masked person jumping out from behind a mirror trying to scare them. Probably making them even more terrified. I swear you couldn't make this up, it's brilliant. This is like the plot from a comedy movie. The actress who played the Oompa Loompa, Kirsty Patterson, who famously became known as the Depressed Oompa Loompa, has also spoken out. Although she said she can see the funny side of it, she has struggled with some negative backlash and said that with the whole experience, if you don't laugh, you cry. She also said that when she and the rest of the cast returned from the pub, there were 4 police cars at the event and it was wild. As for her Oompa Loompa costume, well, she claims that that was a cheap Poundland costume. Poundland is a cheap brand for those outside the UK, hence it's just a pound. And the Oompa Loompa costume she had to wear was the sexy Oompa Loompa variant. And at that stage she thought to herself, should I just walk out? But by accounts, all the actors realised that they were stuck in a terrible situation, a really awful gig, of which they probably weren't likely to get paid. But despite that, they really tried to make it a fun day for the kids. So good on them for that. And I hope this incident gives all the actors some recognition and that their acting careers can now flourish from it. So the big question is, who is the face behind the event? What was the mind that dreamt up such an ill-conceived event of the ages? Well, the man behind Willy's Chocolate Experience is a guy called Billy, who was the main man who had to face the brunt of the angry parents at the event. His company, House of Illuminati, was behind the event, to be precise. Now, if you look around online, there's lots of not very good stories about this guy. Now, I'm not saying either way, but let's just say there's lots of, well, you know, interesting stories. According to Wikipedia, in 2023, he published 23 books, but they all turned out to be AI generated. Man, by the sounds of it, this guy needs to lay off the AI. Now, is Billy a goodie or a baddie? I have no idea, it's not for me to say, I don't know the guy, and I've never met him. But he now has a wonderful opportunity to prove that he is a decent guy, because if he pays the actors and refunds the customers in full, then this incident can be shrugged off as an ill-fated event, which just simply didn't work. So it can be seen as a gesture of no hard feelings. Hey, we tried, it just didn't work. But otherwise, if he doesn't, it does look like it might have been a cash grab. You know, a take the money and run kind of situation. An apology was publicly issued, where the event's failures were pretty much put down to not being able to get enough holographic paper. Okay. Sure, I would have thought that it would have taken more than holographic paper to fix this event, but hey, what do I know? I don't do events. Billy himself would even offer a video apology later on, where, to me, he kind of seemed a bit flustered. To conclude, I think the reason why this situation has really taken off and gotten everyone talking with intrigue, fascination, and laughter is because this whole situation is a glorious and beautiful catastrophe. A perfect storm of failure. This is like the Fire Festival, the Willy Wonka version, and I absolutely love it. I live for this kind of insanity, and the world is now a better, funnier place for this happening. I think every once in a while we need something truly bonkers to happen, to really get our minds off the real world and its real problems that come with it. So it's kind of delightful when something so comically outrageous happens. That's not saying we shouldn't feel bad for those who generally did suffer, like the parents, their kids, and the actors. Looking at it from the outside, it does look like this might have been a quick and easy way to get some cash with minimal effort. Or be that it was just very poorly thought out and ill-conceived. Now, I'm not saying that was the case, but just how it looks. I've heard some people say that the customers should have known better, as they should have been able to see that the advertisements were AI generated. But I don't agree with that. This whole AI generated art thing is a new modern concept, and not everyone is going to be up to date with that yet. So really, it's not up to the customers to put on their detective hats and do investigating. They were promised something and bought tickets in good faith, and really it's up to the organisers to reach those expectations. It's like if someone got food poisoning from eating McDonald's, with people saying, well, you should have known better, I mean, after all, it's McDonald's. No, I think as a customer, you should still expect a certain level of quality and care. And look, maybe from this incident, we can now learn more about AI scams and be savvier and aware towards certain advertising opportunities. The funny thing is, in the event itself, everyone was scared of the ghoul known as the Unknown, whereas in reality, the real ghouls were those who pocketed the money of innocent people who just wanted a fun day out with their kids, where what they got was a comically ridiculous, below standard rip-off. So that was my look into the Willy's Chocolate Adventure fiasco, and I absolutely love it, and may it continue to bring people much joy online. And I wish all the actors well, and hope that they all live amazing, wonderful, happy lives. Anyway, I'm Minty, and Willy's Chocolate Experience is a weird tale of pop culture.